41. On a more serious note, you might have been affected by the story that we're discussing this morning relating to Ambassador Cruises. This is to do with their ship called Ambience, and it was due to leave to the Canaries from Tilbury tomorrow. 15-day trip to the Canaries, nice bit of winter sunshine for the Christmas and New Year period. But sadly, about 1,400 people who were due to go on that trip, they now can't because there were problems with the lifeboat station on the ship. And this comes just a few days after a trip to Bruges, sort of 3-day to the Christmas markets trip. Same ship, same company, same problem, had to be cancelled as well. And we heard from a couple of passengers who were due to be on that trip. They'd got on the ship, they were having dinner, they'd unpacked, and there was a couple of issues. They thought something's not quite right. And then they were told, oh, we've got a problem, technical problem. Sorry, you've got to get off. They are getting their money back, but of course it's disappointing, isn't it, when you're planning to do that, even more so for the people due to be spending Christmas at sea. Let's talk to Justin. I think you were on board, Justin. Good morning.
Morning.
Were you on the trip to Bruges? Well, supposed trip to Bruges, were you, Justin?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we also run a YouTube channel called Cruise Boys, and we do a lot of cruising, and this is such a unique situation for us as well. So being that it's a new cruise line, we wanted to try it out and give sort of our feedback. So it was a very unique experience. That's what I was
going to say. It's quite a dramatic one for you to test out for your YouTube channel, and then this happens. It's quite a lot of drama to take in. So were you sat down for dinner when you heard the news, or take us through how you found out?
Yeah, so basically, because when we go on ships, we generally ask the cruise company whether we can record. And so we had been in contact with their PR, and as I was sitting at dinner, I got an email from their PR just letting you know in advance that this cruise would be cancelled because of lifeboat station issues. And I thought, no, this has to be a joke. And everyone that was at the table with us was just like, no, that can't be. Right, and then when the tannoy came on and the captain actually said, no, this is what's happening, I thought at first it didn't sort of compute, and there was like this sort of gasp across the ship, and I think it was like disbelief, to be quite honest. Not as many people were. I thought people would be really, really angry, but I think people had just got on and made the best of it. We decided to stay on the ship. We decided not to stay overnight. We had issues with our key card, so I didn't even have a key card until I left the ship. It was very hot in our cabin. The air conditioning wasn't working properly, and then we just wanted to try and beat the London traffic the next morning. So we decided to leave the night before. But to be quite honest, the atmosphere was quite jolly and festive, and I think people just tried to make the most of it. So, yeah.
There's not much you can do. And I suppose, it's to do with the lifeboat station, anything to do with safety if you're at sea. I mean, you can't compromise on that at all, can you? But I mean, how do you feel? You've been there, you've been in that situation, and then you're hearing that the even longer trip to the Canaries due to set sail tomorrow, that's also off for the same reason. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a disappointment for people because a lot of families are wanting to get together. It's a very special time, and a lot of people, it's becoming more and more popular for people to go away on cruises over Christmas as well. We've contemplated it many times ourselves, and so I think for them it's such a disappointment, and especially like we're quite close-ish to the port, so it's not a big issue. But when you've got people flying in from all different parts of the country, having to stay overnight, they plan their whole Christmas around this, and as you know how crazy Christmas gets as well, people now got to change all their plans and go out shopping and battle the shops. So I really do feel for them as well. And I mean, Christmas is just such a special time and an occasion, and it's something that there is other cruises, but you just can't sort of replicate that. And people, next year may not have the time, it's a bit. I really feel for them. It's a bit of a shame, but
it's awful, isn't it?
It is. And
another YouTube channel for cruises. Yours is called The Cruise Boys, is it?
Yeah, so it's a bit of tongue-in-cheek. We're boys, which is Bouyes.
I love it! I love this. And how long have you been doing that?
So we actually started just before the pandemic, but we had to sort of delayed the channel for a little while as well.
I was going to say, that's not a great timing, was it?
No.
To start it. Not that you knew what was around the corner.
We had a lot of cancellations during the pandemic. So, but, back to cruising, and we've done plenty in the last in the last 2 years. So, and we're looking forward to some more. So it doesn't put us off at all. And I'd say to people, if you haven't had the opportunity, it's a great way to holiday.
Well, I'm going to check out this channel of yours. I'm going to watch this to get some inspiration because I've not done a cruise. When are you going on your next one then, Justin? Have you got anything booked?
Well, we do have plenty booked for next year. Unfortunately, I won't be attending the next cruise for our family. So we cruise with my husband and my son. We all cruise together. So my husband and my son will be cruising on the P&O Iona in February.
Nice.
And then I have to wait, unfortunately, for the MSC World Europa, which is their new ship, and that's not until April. But, we've got plenty more booked this year.
Oh, that's brilliant, Justin. Great call. And thank you for telling us about your channel.